more than half a century since conferring the name Songkla Nakharin, it has served as a compass, guiding the way for Prince of Songkla University, creating every mission with the benefit of mankind as a priority. In a land full of valuable and diverse cultures, from the roots of traditional knowledge combined with modern education and science systems, presenting opportunities and raising the level of equality for development in all sectors. By establishing an education system that emphasizes the multicultural exchange of diversity and a mutual understanding for harmonious coexistence in society. Prince of Songkla University focuses on teaching and learning that emphasizes the development of knowledge and skills that will be useful for future careers through faculty with expertise in various fields of study, focusing on the use of modern technology in teaching and learning management. Thus, students can master a variety of skills and apply their knowledge to solve practical problems, covering all fields of study. Prince of Songkla University creates a society of knowledge by providing appropriate environments for conducting research through Research and Innovation Center in variety of fields such as health science, science and technology, and humanities and social sciences, all with the goal of fostering efficient innovation and technology, ready to develop a value society, driving efforts towards becoming a world-leading research university. Prince of Songkla University plays an important role as a source of knowledge, providing academic services that cover the needs of all sectors, responding to social and economic development by coordinating with partners from the public and private sector, through innovation and technologies that are beneficial to development, while also strengthening competitiveness at regional and international levels. Prince of Songkla University places utmost importance on preserving and inheriting arts and culture by utilizing local wisdom, fostering understanding and pride in valuable local cultures, and strengthening the indigenous identity with readiness to expand and disseminate this valuable knowledge to the international community. Recognizing the outstanding potential of all areas, Prince of Songkla University reflects an atmosphere suitable for learning and self-improvement, cooperating for the benefit of mankind as one in the midst of a volatile world. Guided by leadership that aims to achieve the same goal, which is to create personal innovation to develop the southern region and the country, and convey a trustworthy academic quality at the international level. Prince of Songkla University continues its unending task of moving forward and continuing to grow alongside humanity, aiming to be a valuable university. Prince of Songkla University.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, a very good morning. Welcome to the opening ceremony of the ASEAN Intervarsity Youth Competition 2024 under the theme ASEAN Youth Volunteerism for SDGs, held on June 6, 2024 and organized by Prince of Songkla University. Now we are in the room 210 of the President's Office, and we are also broadcasting live on Facebook and YouTube at ASEAN PSU Connects. I'm Nenapal Sukripakon from the Global Affairs and Corporate Communications Center at PSU. Welcome to all participants in this room and to our audience joining us via live stream. So before we commence the opening ceremony today, please allow me to inform you our agenda for this morning. We will begin with a welcome speech by Assistant Professor Dr. Supatra Davison, followed by remarks from Assistant Professor Sutichai Ngamchunsuwan. After that, we will proceed with the official opening ceremony led by PSU Vice President, Associate Professor Dr. Virod. Following the opening, there will be a photo-taking session. The first lecture will begin immediately afterward on the invited talk delivered by our distinguished speaker, Professor Dr. Veerasak Jongsu Viwatwong, Medical Doctor, on the topic ASEAN Youth Volunteerism for SDGs. Now, ladies and gentlemen, may I now call upon Assistant Professor Dr. Songkla Davison, Assistant President for ASEAN Affairs and the Creative Economy, and the Director of the Thanak Common ASEAN Studies Center, Prince of Songkla University, to deliver our welcome speech, please.
Morning. Good morning. Can you hear me? Honorable Vice President of Prince of Songkla University, Associate Professor Dr. Virod Yulawong, speakers, judges, distinguished guests, colleagues, students, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Dr. Thanak Common ASEAN Studies Center at Prince of Songkla University and the ASEAN Intervarsity Youth Competition Committee, I would like to welcome you to AIYC 2024. AIYC, formerly known as the PSU ASEAN Youth Forum, was first held in September 2019 as an initiative of our President, Assistant Professor Dr. Niwat Kaewpradap. We have received much useful input from the Consul General of Malaysia in Songkla, the Honorable Mr. Muhammad Afandi Abu Bakar, and also immense support from the Honorable Mr. Fatkri Sulaiman, Consul of the Republic of Indonesia in Songkla. AIYC's main objective has always been to offer a platform for students to act as ASEAN citizens in order to enhance their understanding of the ASEAN community. This knowledge will help them to form networking relationships and thereby guide future development of the region. AIYC has always encouraged the participation of undergraduate students from ASEAN Plus 3 universities, introducing young people to the benefits of ASEAN. I would like to thank the organizing team for their hard work and the speaker and judges for their considerable efforts. I wish you all a very pleasant stay in Hat Yai, our facility. Good luck and good health. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Assistant Professor Songkla Davison. So now may I invite Assistant Professor Sutichai Ngamchoo-Suwan, Chair of the AIYC 2024 Organizing Committee, to deliver a report speech, please.
Very good morning. Very good morning, Honorable Associate Professor Dr. Virod Yulawong, Vice President for Student Development and Alumni Affairs. Esteemed Professor Dr. Veerasak Jongsu Viwatwong, Professor in Community Medicine, distinguished keynote speaker, lecturer, student, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Organizing Committee of ASEAN Intervarsity Youth Competition 2024, I would like to express our sincere appreciation to the PSU Vice President for chairing the opening ceremony for the project today. ASEAN Intervarsity Youth Competition 2024, under the theme ASEAN Youth Volunteerism for SDG, is the fourth iteration of this event, which started back in 2019 to strengthen the potential and foster the leadership skills of youth and promote cooperation between universities in ASEAN member countries. The competition comprised a speech contest, an ASEAN quiz, and a hackathon. This year, we are fortunate to have 45 contestants from 10 universities, hailing from Indonesia, Malaysia, and Thailand. most of the event will be held from today until Sunday here at PSU Hat Yai campus, while the volunteer hackathon will be organized at the Ban Nam Khu Rop, Ban Khu Nam Rop community in Jana district, Songkla province. I am delighted to note that today's event will feature the Honorable Professor Dr. Virasak Chongsu Viwatwong from PSU Faculty of Medicine, Chair of the University Council, Thaksin University, as the distinguished keynote speaker on the topic of ASEAN Youth Volunteerism for SDG. We are also fortunate to have notable experts in various fields judging the event throughout the competition. Now, I would like to invite PSU Vice President for Student Development and Alumni Affairs, Associate Professor Dr. Virod Yunwong, to kindly deliver the opening speech for ASEAN Intervarsity Youth Competition 2024. Thank you.
Honorable Professor Dr. Virasak Chongsu Viwatwong, Professor in Community Medicine, distinguished keynote speaker today. Esteemed judges and committee members, distinguished guests, contestants, students, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning and welcome to ASEAN Intervarsity Youth Competition 2024. It is my great honor and pleasure to be the chairman of the opening ceremony for ASEAN Intervarsity Youth Competition 2024. I am very pleased to hear that our distinguished contestants represent 10 universities in the 3 IMTTT nations. It is my firm belief that this competition awards not only prize, but also valuable knowledge, a useful networking, and a greatly enhanced potential for all participants. The competition under the theme ASEAN Youth Volunteerism for SDGs will open opportunities for our youth to freely learn from each other and exchange experiences. By participating in the problem-solving exercise and sustainable development practices, they will gain useful skills, and this skill then will make our youth volunteerable members for communities, actively involved in the development of the nation. Fostering this spirit of volunteerism linked to the sustainable development goals will help our youth in understanding problems in their communities and learn productive ways to solve the most prevalent challenges in societies. Before I finish my thoughts, I want to thank our esteemed partners who have shown interest in participating in this competition. My appreciation also goes to the representative of various departments and to the organizing committee and elected staff who all work very hard to make this event happen. Good luck to everyone in the competition. May all of you achieve the goals you have set for yourself. Now, I proclaim the opening of ASEAN Intervarsity Youth Competition 2024 under the theme ASEAN Youth Volunteerism in SDGs. Thank you very much. Terima kasih.
Thank you very much, Mr. Vice President. Could you please remain on the stage, and I would like to invite our honorable guests, two of them, Assistant Professor Dr. Supatra Davison and Assistant Professor Sutichai Ngamchil Suwan, to have our photo session for the first one. So we would like to remove a podium for you to have these memorable photos together. So we're going to have two group photos. So the first one with our honorable guests on the stage. And the second, we kindly request honorable guest on the stage to join our participants at the center of the room, and our photographer will access to the stage and take and capture this memorable moment of us all. Everyone, you may rise up, please. I'm going to count for you. 1, 2, 3. Can we have one more photo with thumbs up? 1, 2, 3. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, now it's time for the inspiration invited talk on the topic ASEAN Youth Volunteerism for SDGs by Professor Dr. Virasak Jongsu Viwatwong, Medical Doctor. Since Dr. Virasak could not be here with us today, we have recorded an interview with him conducted by Assistant Professor Dr. Supatra Davison. And now, ladies and gentlemen, invited talk on the topic ASEAN Youth Volunteerism for SDGs by Professor Dr. Virasak Jongsu Viwatwong, Medical Doctor.
Honorable Assistant Professor Dr. Niwat Kaew Pradap, President of Prince of Songkla University, distinguished guests, students, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning and welcome to the ASEAN Intervarsity Youth Competition, AIYC 2024. May I introduce myself? My name is Assistant Professor Dr. Supatra Davison, Assistant President for ASEAN Affairs and the Creative Economy, and Director of the Dr. Thunat Coleman ASEAN Studies Center at Prince of Songkla University. I will be the interviewer for today. I would like to introduce our guest speaker, Professor Dr. Virasak Jongsu Viwatwong. Professor Dr. Virasak Jongsu Viwatwong is a distinguished professor of community medicine and curriculum chairman of the International Program for Graduate Study in Epidemiology at Prince of Songkla University. He holds a Doctor of Philosophy in Clinical Epidemiology from the University of Newcastle, Australia, a Doctor of Medicine and Diploma in Tropical Medicine and Hygiene from Mahidol University. He brings a wealth of expertise to his many roles. Professor Dr. Virasak's special interests span epidemiological methods, statistics and computing, health system research, reproductive health, tropical diseases, and peace and health development. Throughout his illustrious career, Professor Dr. Virasak has held many key leadership roles, such as founding head of the Epidemiology Unit at Prince of Songkla University and founding director of the Institute for Research and Development for Health in Southern Thailand. He is also the co-founder and current chair of the Deep South Relief and Reconciliation Foundation. Additionally, he currently serves as the chairman of Thaksin University Council. Please welcome Professor Dr. Virasak Jongsu Viwatwong. Today's special talk is entitled ASEAN Youth Volunteerism for SDGs. The United Nations 17 Sustainable Development Goals for 2030 seek to end poverty and hunger, realize human rights for all, achieve gender equality and the empowerment of all women, and ensure the lasting protection of the planet and its natural resources. There are major complementaries between ASEAN's Vision 2025 and the UN's 2030 agenda. Both share a common belief that no one should be left behind. Goals are being set at all levels through strategic and implementation plans, and today is a golden opportunity for us to have Professor Wirasak share his personal experience of these tasks with us. Professor Wirasak, could you share with us how SDGs connect to volunteerism and what roles youth can take to support the implementation of SDGs? Please.
Thank you very much. First of all, we are facing the very strong natural challenge that make SDG more important than it has been before. You can see that in this, especially this year, since the beginning of the years, we ASEAN members facing a lot of disaster, natural disaster, the climate change, the drought in all areas, which will affect all food production. So the dream to eliminate hunger in the world is now challenging because all the crops and livelihood from fruits and everything, including agricultural products, will be depleting due to the change of the environment. This will lead to the poverty, the first SDG goal that we want to eliminate, and also will affect the health of the people, which consequently will have a strong effects on the disparities among the people. So SDG nowadays is a very challenging goals. It's not just a dream, but it's how to make at least as you know, we have passed COVID, but now we are facing both natural disaster and we are coming into the threat of the peace between the superpowers. So who is going to solve this problem if we don't leave to the youth? And the youth, the SDG is meant for making the youth, now they will be the leader of the futures to make the goal more sustainable. We can escape from these several disaster catastrophes like COVID-19, this poverty and drought. So these depend very much on the youth. Then how can volunteerism solve this problem? Because a lot of things is we call global force. There are two main global forces that governing the world development. The first is the states, which means several governments, UN and everybody is all the bureaucracies. The second powerful force in the world is capitalism, the investment, the business that controls a lot of production, stimulate consumption, which if not harnessed well, will be we call eroding the livelihood of the world. So to balance these two powers, we need the third power to make a good neutralization, which is volunteerism. Because volunteerism is not based on power. Volunteerism is not based on greed and the benefit, but based on the wish, based on the faith to solve the problem. So I strongly believe that the youth, which has no direct conflict of interest, will solve this problem, will make the world more lively to live and solve and prevent a lot of disaster in the future, which they will live. Thank you, Dr. Supatra.
Thank you very much, Professor Virasak. And the next question is that, how can university contribute to improve SDGs volunteerism? And especially we are, and Professor as well, academic challenges facing the success of SDGs implementation. What is your opinion?
University is come from the word universe, which means a lot of knowledge, all kind of knowledge is concentrated in, for example, on campus, and nowadays we have virtual campus. So university should have a lot of wisdom to solve the problems. So this wisdom combined with the faith, combined with the virtue, will the value, the correct values will lead to the world development, the SDG goals. So university play a very important role to guide the societies, to warn the society about what is threatening, and to some good directions, hint the governments and also the business to make sure that what they are doing is related to Sustainable Development Goal or SDG in the futures. So I think university play those very important roles. And university consists of both different levels of talent. The old talent who have a lot of experience, who have a lot of productions, and the new talent who have a very good brain in the university, the new student, the young staff. So this combination of wisdoms and intellectuals should lead to volunteerism progress and make SDGs realizations.
Thank you very much. As you said, that university is we have a collection of knowledge and wisdoms for facing these disasters, this crisis. And what are the challenges? Is there any obstacles or something that we cannot really do much of a progress?
University has to maintain its what you call intellectual independence, which is very important because it should not be too much controlled by the governments and by the capitals. But of course, university need resources, and resources should not just come from the student tuition fee, because this is public investment. So we have to ensure that we have adequate public investment, public resource that support the universities. And this is very important challenge. If university have to make suggestion to the governments or the capitals, it should be something that is positive, and this is acceptable by all parties. So the way to have positive ideas, constructive criticisms, and taking the challenge, that is very important. position of the university. I think this is the main challenge.
How university can maintain independence, not really being driven by public sectors or government. It should really maintain our own independence.
Yes, I think autonomy is important. Which university should enrich a lot of criticism, curiosity, and also criticalities, and also constructive. So volunteerism is an example that university should identify difficult tasks which lead to the target that volunteer should go and solve those problems. So I think that is really important to identify the target areas, the goals, and set up the new values, make a lot of questions, but important to be accepted by the public. So balance between not just serving the public short-term interest, but also look at long-term and mobilize volunteerism, mobilize the youth to go ahead with this idea. I think that is the direction of the university to go.
Thank you very much. From an academic point of view, we can collaborate in many ways, but at a broader regional, how should ASEAN member states collaborate in order to achieve the 17 SDGs?
Yeah, there are many possible things to do, but to identify and listing, brainstorming, and then set the priority, which one should do, and then coordinate the relevant parties, the stakeholders. I think that is very important. Otherwise, we just talk and have no action. I think first, of course, we have to talk, we have to discuss what are the possible areas and list out the priorities. We share a lot of destinies. For example, if you look at the news nowadays, all the drought is in ASEAN. And then, the threat from, threat from the confrontation between the two superpowers, the Western armed force and our good friend from China. We have to take very good balance, and the youth have to understand this and have to go out to the world and work with the grassroots people to make this, create the peace and identify what is important and blow some whistles to lead to identify some new thing that we have to collaborate. So this thought, food of thought should share together, just like we have the party, but we have to have the party of food of thought, share the same kind of food, taste the new items, and go together in an effort to solve these complexities of the problems with the more advanced volunteerism, not just guided by the profits or guided by university. Usually want to be famous, but sometimes lost its values. That what is the real values of being intellectual? Do you need only profits, make a lot of contain a lot of powers and resource, but forget the values? So I think this we have to bring together, and more important is we have to work to realize, set the target together, achieve the target together. We cannot do everything, but we should try to achieve something that we think this is priority.
Okay, thank you very much. Now the next question is that you have been deeply, now it's more personal with your own personal experience. You have been deeply involved in community development practices since you were a student. What inspires you to conduct social work? And what are your suggestions for integrating volunteerism, personal and professional life?
I have discussed that volunteerism is a new global force, but that is in the macro view. In the micro views, volunteerism is in individual heart. So I think we have to look back inside into ourselves and see what is the value of our life. If we want to live, what should we live for? If we need to die, what should we die for? And that's when we are clear inside, then would be more selfless. And then we can think of how can we contribute in our short life into the world. So that will create the clear mind of the directions. But on the other hand, we cannot work alone. We have to work in the team. So with volunteerism, it's easier to foster the team, to make people work with you, because once we share the ideology, the friendship will develop automatically instead of sharing because of the mutual benefit alone. But this is not a material benefit. It's the what you call the internal benefit to make your life more useful. So with volunteerism, we should be, I would say, more humble, not just egocentric, but because if we cannot work together, volunteerism will be not powerful. So we have to share the feeling of the people and sustain volunteerism, because volunteerism is ideology is usually come in very short transit. But how to make this sustainable? How to organize this the volunteerism in a systematic way and more sustainable ways, and have the new development, new ideas, not just doing the same thing all the times. The new problem always come, and you have to think of the new solutions. So volunteerism need to understand this nature, and we have to work together to identify new challenge and seek out some new solution together. So by doing this, then we keep on our life more active. Otherwise, we can get into senescence or to old age very quickly. So in order to make your life active from the beginning, from the childhood to your aging stage, volunteerism and this kind of mindset will help you to sustain your health, both physically and mentally, and also socially. I think it's a system. Once you identify something good, you set a system to be the part of your life. For example, when you, let's say this is SDG 7, right? Responsible consumption, responsible production. If you keep yourself systematic, you will not overconsume food. You make yourself healthy. You will not throw away food, because nowadays 1/3 of the food is lost during the in the fields, in the crops, and also in the refrigerator, in the restaurants. So if the government cannot force you, right? Because it's yourself that have to make yourself more systematic. So this SDG, for example, would be very much individualized, and you need volunteerism, not just transit, but not just transience, but you have to make this become, you don't use plastic bags. I count when I go to do shopping, when I refuse to take one plastic bag, for my 10 years, I save a lot of waste. reduction of waste. So this is responsible consumption, and everybody can do, and not just you need to go out and then go plant the tree. That is okay, but something that look at yourself, daily life, and make more systematic into the part of your life. You have to look after yourself, clean yourself, exercise, do good food. This is a part of SDG on the health. When you are healthy, you have to think how do you make use of your health to help the other people. And this come again, this is volunteerism, become the system of the life. So I don't think volunteerism is a special thing. It's a way of life that we have to think what we live for, what we die for, what should our daily life or every minute, every second, what are we doing, how this affect ourselves and the other people. I think this is a kind of useful mindfulness to think what are you doing and why, and then it becomes your system. So just like you, before you go to take your food, you wash your hand, this is system. So volunteerism affect the SDG is the system that you have to maintain your life.
And we really should start from ourselves.
Yes,
first.
from ourselves first.
Okay, thank you very much. One final question to conclude today's special talk. How do you expect SDGs to develop through youth volunteerism by 2030?
Yes, as I said, the university can create, some activity that demonstrate volunteer. But I think not just what you call just to advertise the university. We have to make the system into the because university have the first function is to develop human resource in the high levels. So this high level should be intellectually high and morally high, and have to be more systematic. About your consumption. Because these people will be the leader of the futures. Eventually, the university people will control a lot of business, a lot of governments. So, and this is SDG starting with the university. Once we can internalize the students and even the staff, to be aware of SDGs, we sharing the faith together in the world, because the world is more and more difficult to live. You can see that a lot of people now refuse to have babies when they marry or they stop marry. That is a bad sign, because this is the SDG problem. If we are successful in SDG, the world is more easier to live, then we will come back into nature. We will have a good balance in the everyday life. Our fertilities, our livelihood will come back again. Not too much afraid of the future. I think this is what we should look for in a positive way of SDGs. We have to vigilance of the existing problems, but we have to have positive ideas how to solve this and make the world more livable. I think that's our challenge.
Positive ideas is always a tool for combating the problems or challenges, we should say. Not the problems, it's the challenges. Thank you very much, Professor Wirasak, for your inspiring and thought-provoking talk. Your knowledge and experience has provided us with much food for thought, which I feel sure will guide our future work. Thank you very much. If you have some more things to give to the audience right now, you will have a few minutes.
Yes, I would say that despite a lot of hardships in the past few years from COVID-19, which affects all the economy and social, and also the new challenge from the environment and the what we call the new Cold War, whatever it is, we have to have positive views in the world, have to face this problem and solve the problem together using SDG as a guideline, and that's the university have to realize that we have to have this goal together, do whatever we do from to solve the problem, to make the world more happy to live for the next generation. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Virasak. Finally, on behalf of the AIYC 2024 organizers, I wish all the participants good fortune and a pleasant stay in Hat Yai during your visit. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Professor Dr. Virasak Jungsuviwatwong. May we have a big round of applause for him once more time. Thank you very much. And also thank you, Assistant Professor Dr. Supatra Davison. So now we are in time. I mean, we will have 15 minutes for a refreshment, but I think we have more than that. So the next agenda will be the speech contest, which begin at 10:15 at 10:15. So we have quite a lot of time to have a break and prepare yourself. But before I will let you for a refreshment, I would like to remind you that today the free refreshment will be in front of the room, and the supervisor, we have 10 supervisors. I would like to invite them to proceed to the room 205. Room 205. The refreshment for the supervisor will be ready to serve over there. And for the rest of us, please help yourself in front of this room. The restroom is just in the center of the corridor in this floor. And after that, after the break, we will have the speech contest at 10:15, led by two students, MC, from the Faculty of Liberal Arts, Mrs. Kotchawan and Mr. Pongtev. So now, shall we have a break? And 10:15, we will come back here. And as my role here is draw to close, I thank you very much for your attention for this opening ceremony. And please stay tuned for the upcoming event. Thank you very much. Please enjoy your time.
Half of a century ago, Prince of Songkla University has been established during a challenging time for Thailand and mankind. While the world community is heading towards sustainable development in order to find solutions to the continuing problems of our time. Collaboration between ASEAN members has just started. Thailand is still reforming its economic structure on a foundation of innovation, technology, and creativity. In accordance with our national strategy, the southern region of Thailand has been designated to be a base of green economy and a global tourist destination. These are the missions of Prince of Songkla University, the first university of the South, one of Thailand's research universities, and an internationally recognized source of higher education. Prince of Songkla University, one of the 5 leading higher education institutions of Thailand and a high-ranking university in Asia. With focus on an intensive promotion of research and development along with graduate studies in order to create new practical knowledge for the public, including innovations for enhanced quality of life, economy and environment. The locations of our 5 campuses are strategically placed on the Thai Peninsula, the center of ASEAN. Rich in various resources, cultures, wisdom, and economic activities. well equipped to identify and manage the serious issues that severely impact the quality of life, society, economy, and the environment today. These issues pose an endless challenge to the researchers of Prince of Songkla University. Prince of Songkla University supports its researchers by providing assistance to the setup of research networks on several levels. Prince of Songkla University has supported 8 research institutes to focus on industrial economics, medical science and public health, natural resources and environment, social and cultural matters. In addition, 3 more research institutes are planned in order to support future economic development. We aim to be the leader of research in fields related to the potential of the southern region in order to create stable, wealthy and sustainable development by researching to increase value of resources on both global and local levels. At the same time, we are researching answers to climate change related issues. We develop technologies for the future. Innovations for energy. Knowledge-based enhancements to food security. Medical innovations to better the lives of people. All are supported by organizations that provide essential assistance throughout research process. Local economic growth is sustainably supported based on innovation and creativity. We create a mechanism of collaboration with the private sector to support the creation of innovations and products, as well as the sharing of knowledge with several sectors through various channels. The Modern Scientific Equipment Center, nearly 300 laboratories of universal standard, high-performance information technology and communication infrastructure. Prince of Songkla University also serves public benefit by seeking for solutions, improving the society and culture with knowledge. Whilst also transferring knowledge to people through various procedures and channels. All 5 campuses of Prince of Songkla University aim for creating a productive environment for researchers to facilitate their pursuit of knowledge and lifestyle. Our green campuses are surrounded by nature, convenience and safety, located among popular tourist attractions and modern transportation networks that provide easy connection to all other regions of the country. Several researchers of Prince of Songkla University have been recognized nationally and internationally for their outstanding research achievements. To face the challenges of modern times, our researchers are constantly searching for knowledge, creating innovations as they have been doing for decades. with a soul that is for the benefit of mankind, as advised by His Royal Highness Prince Mahidol Abdulkadir, the Prince Father. As a research university that creates innovations and social improvements, Prince of Songkla University will continue this mission in order to provide better quality to the public today and in the future.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the ASEAN Intervarsity Youth Competition 2024, ASEAN Youth Volunteerism for Sustainable Development Goals. I am Gonchawan Songnen.
And I am Pongthep Sengkonsit.
We are students from the Faculty of Liberal Arts, PSU. We are deeply honored to be here as the contest master for today. For the purpose of this contest, as we all know, we need to encourage the young generation to build a sense of development, extension, and value addition of resources humans use to meet their needs. With this purpose, in the first round, the contestants were asked to prepare and give a speech entitled ASEAN Youth Volunteerism for SDGs. And this year, we have 13 astonishing contestants from 11 universities in 3 countries, including Malaysia, Indonesia, and Thailand. In this round, the contestants were required to discuss the core values they should have and the role they should take to promote sustainability. And now, we would like to let you meet our honorable judges. The first judge is Dr. Hafiz Saleh from Prince of Songkla University, Pattani campus. Next is Mr. Asmi bin Mat from University Technology Malaysia. Next is Mr. Rulianda Purnomo Wibowo from Universitas Sumatera Utara, Indonesia. Next is Dr. Aude Mulia Putra from University of Darussalam Gontor, Indonesia. Next is Mr. Afri Andiato from Universitas Airlangga, Indonesia.
And next, Dr. Panon Paujaran from Burapha University, Thailand. Next, Dr. Ailit Chan Raisan from Thaksin University, Thailand. Next, Mrs. Vilaiwan Kaje, Fatoni University, Thailand. And next, Mr. Chanwood Thong Kham Kaew from Hat Yai University, Thailand. And next, Mr. Fabio Calsorali from Mae Pha Luang University, Thailand.
Thank you, judges, for your presence. We are very honored to have all of you here. Your hard job today is to help us select the 6 best speeches that can enhance the spirit of the ASEAN community.
And now, I'd like to talk about the prizes. Prizes are awarded to the top 6 winning speakers in the competition as follows. The winner will receive 10,000 baht. First runner-up will receive 5,000 baht. 4 second runners-up will receive 1,500 baht each. All contestants will receive a certificate of participation. And now, before we proceed further, I'd like to explain the contest procedures and rules. The contestants have already been informed of these rules and procedures. All contestants speak on the same topic. Each contestant shall spend 5 to 7 minutes delivering their prepared speech, include their self-introduction, and we have a timekeeper. Please note that timing begins with the first definite verbal or non-verbal communication with the audience. Points will be deducted if their speech is less than 5 minutes and 30 seconds or more than 7 minutes 30 seconds.
That is, if your speech is less than 4.5 minutes or longer than 7.5 minutes, you will gain 1 mark. And if you spend 5 to 7 minutes as required, you will gain 5 marks.
Speaker will not receive scores from their supervisor. Between each speech, there will be 2 minutes of silence after each contestant to allow time for the judges to record the scores. After giving a speech, the speaker needs to remain in this contest room until the end of the contest. And last but not least, all the judges' decisions are final. 6 finalists will be shortlisted for the final round. During the keynote lecture, we have determined the speaking order and the speaker will be allowed to enter the contest room when it's their time to speak. Before we start, please make sure that you put your mobile phone or other devices either off or in silent mode.
And I think we're now ready to begin the contest. The first speaker for today is Ms. Nulaila Bula from Fatoni University, Thailand. Welcome, Ms. Nulaila Bula. You can test your microphone.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Bismillah. Bismillah. Bismillah.
Thank you. Okay, you can start right now. Good luck.
Imagine sitting on your dining table with the device that clear off microplastic meal. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Nulaila Bula from Fatoni University in Thailand. And today I'll be sharing my thoughts and opinion regarding ASEAN Youth Volunteerism for SDG on the topic Waste Separation for a Better Future. Ladies and gentlemen, we can't deny that nowadays the world is facing many difficulties that caused by human activities. These including global warming, climate change, water contamination, and so on. But one of the most important environmental issues is plastic pollution. Like why? Why is it so important? Let me tell you. Have you heard about microplastics? Thank you. Microplastics are the plastic pieces that less than 5 millimeters long. They come from a variety of sources, one of which is single-use plastic, including tubes, water bottles, and food containers that always end up in the ocean. And then marine animals ingest them. And when humans consume these sea animals, making microplastic return to human bodies. And scientists has discovered microplastics are in our food, water, soil, air, or even in human blood. And this contamination affects our health, like inflammation, toxicity, or even disruption of hormonal system. Yes. And so, have you seen of the newest dress of Lisa Blackpink? The gold one that is so gorgeous and stunning dress. That dress was gorgeous But what surprised me is this dress was made by 1,800 pieces of recycled waste. And it's so gorgeous. This highlight the potential of recycling. Yes, not only than that, waste can be converted to composting and waste to energy and even produce the biogas. And that's so amazing, right? Let me tell you more. I have a story to share. But this problem doesn't consider as a big problem. Like many people doesn't realize much about the waste separation. Some people might think that it's government duties or the responsibility of those who clean up or manage waste. But in fact, if we're sorting and like separate waste in our household, it much easier for officials to manage waste and can avoid the risk of accidents and like make the process more efficient. And I have a story to share. 3 Muslims named Amin, Muhammad, and Furqan live in the village, small village near the sea. And while studying Quran, they learned that harming environment ultimately harms humanity. And then when they got back after school, they rode bicycles home. And they noticed that their beach was full of plastic waste that discarded by locals and tourists. And that's so disappointed. Yes. And then when got back, they watched the news and the news about microplastic showing up. And they suddenly think that they needed to take an action and do something. So they launched a project called Blue Wave. This project is to educate the community in separating waste, creating colorful bins with the shape of sea marine animals. It's like a dolphin, fish, and turtle. And each bin was designed for a specific type of waste, like organic waste, plastic waste, or recyclables. Yes. And for example, like turtle bins for recyclables, dolphins for organic, and turtle for recyclable. Yes. And they also host in a village school, teaching younger children about 3R techniques: reduce, reuse, and recycle. Yes, not only at education, they also collaborating with a local business to reduce using single-use plastic. Yes, and support sustainable alternatives. They also create a campaign through social media, and their video went viral to inspiring a neighboring village and other city to take more importance about separating waste. They also use platforms like Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram to share their challenges, their success story, to encourage people to take care of environment more. Yes. And what I want to say is, today is the best time to start. The problem of plastic pollution will decrease if everyone pays more attention in waste separation. Yes, whether you are adults or youth, everyone plays an important role. I believe that if we unite and harness of the power of youth to develop the society, community, nation, and the world, life will definitely improve. Let's make it as our mission to end this problem by our generation. As Allah says in the Quran, Surah Al-Ra'd, verse 11, indeed, Allah will not change condition of people until they change what's in themselves. And thank you very much for being such a wonderful audience participant my duration. Thank you so much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you for your speech.
Contestants number 1 spent 6 minutes 20 seconds.
The next speaker to get ready is Miss Alisa Lambensa from Prince of Songkla University, Hat Yai Campus, Thailand. Sorry, Pattani Campus, Thailand. You can test your microphone. Okay. Please wait your judges. Okay, you can start. And now you can start.
Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests and fellow advocates for change, my name is Alisa Lambinsa from Prince of Songkla University Botany Campus, and I am deeply honored to stand before you today as the passionate advocate for youth volunteerism in achieving Sustainable Development Goals, or SDGs. Today, I want to share with you how the vibrant spirits of ASEAN youth can be harnessed to create a brighter. Let's start with the power of youth. Imagine a world where every young person is empowered to be a force for positive change. Youth represents more than half of population in many ASEAN countries. This demographic dividend presents a unique opportunity. Young people are not just the leaders of tomorrow. They are the change makers of today. Their boundless energy, creativity, and willingness to embrace new ideas and make them infallible in the process of the SDGs. I firmly believe that volunteerism stands as the beacon of hope, a powerful force for both personal growth and collective transformation. It catalyzes community engagement, skill development, and cultivation of responsibility and empathy. For ASEAN youth, volunteerism is not just an act of charity, but a means to drive sustainable development in their communities. Allow me to share a story that speaks to the heart to creation. As a proud member of the International Relations Club, the visionary behind a mega project, my friends and I embarked on a journey with a singular vision. to unlock the potential within underprivileged children in our province. We knew we want to do more than just volunteer. We want to inspire a dream and open the world of possibility through the power of education. We began by reaching out to communities where children face the harshest reality, where households were trapped below in the poverty line, and where opportunity seemed scarce, which is we saw the spark of curiosity in their eyes and knew that a brighter future was possible. Our mission resonates with Sustainable Development Goal number 4, quality education. We believe that by teaching English, we could provide the students with a vital tool to navigate the world and pursue new opportunities. In conclusion, I strongly believe in the spirit of ASEAN youth, serving as the vanguards of change in our pursuit to develop sustainable development. Through volunteerism, we are not merely shaping the future, we are carving a path toward a more inclusive and equitable world. As we march forward, let us continue to empower, uplift, celebrate the invaluable contributions of our young volunteers. Together, we can make difference and build a more sustainable development, the future for generations to come. Thank you.
Thank you for your speech.
The contestants number 2 spent 4 minutes 14 seconds.
Please wait for the judges to complete the score. The third speaker is with us now, Mr. Rapipong Petkwan from Prince of Songkla University, Thailand. You can test your microphone.
Hello.
Okay. Okay, thank you. You can start right now. Good luck.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, judges, distinguished guests, and the honorable guests in this room from the Thailand and Malaysia and Indonesia. My name is Rapipong Petkwan. I'm the engineering student at Prince of Songkla University, Hat Yai, Thailand. Okay. Today I'm here to talking and discuss about the vital role for the ASEAN volunteerism for the Sustainable Development Goal, or we as known as in the SDG. Okay. Well, firstly, imagine the young people are the driving force for the behind the positive change to make the country or the world develop in the future for all of this. And so today I am all of the information that I talk, it will not 100% public because I will talk from my experience. That's about the volunteerism for the SDG. Okay. For we as know that the volunteerism is a powerful tool that young people use to develop their country, their community, or their city. Yes. And today I will talk about the quality education and reducing inequality through the combating the city and policy. And lastly, it's about the volunteerism. Okay. And the first one, the quality education. From my experience, I have the question about from my teacher in high school. Why you done this property? Why you don't study harder like your friend? This question is the most question that I think all of students will have heard more than the question about the about the education. So, from my experience, quality education is the important thing that we have to develop in it, because you can see that the school in the city, the student can have the tutor from the tutoring academy. But how about the local? They are not the tutoring academy for them. So, for my opinion, if the education are quality, why they have to take a tutor? You see? Yeah. And for my university, we also have the club that can increase the quality of education too. That they will go to the local education or local school and make volunteer in their school. And from their volunteer, they can help to developing their community and the city policy too. And this one will like this one can reducing the inequality in the city or community too. We can see that from the United Nations, according from the United Nations, we have a lot of we know in the slum. Yes, we as know as slum. They are allowed 1.1 billion. Yes, 1.1 billion slum. This information is from the United Nations, and we can help them to. We know that them are not like they have a lot of the family member, and they have a lot of a lot of like money spending that they have to spending, but for the one family they have just one or two people that have a work and have a job and make the money for their family. So for volunteerism can help them to like to develop their community to make it better, like and from my experience I ever join them to make the food and help them when they are have a flooding. They are that day they are like many storming raining, and I volunteered to help them to like to help them to clean up their house or clean up their public place from the flooding, water flooding there at Yala in Thailand. And I see that there are a lot of people and children that doesn't have education because about the family, like a family money or family spending, they doesn't have a lot of money to spending for their children's education. So I think that if everyone have like a more volunteerism or have a volunteerism, that it will make the world going to be better. Are you agree with me? I think yes. From lastly, I would like to say that every SDG or Sustainable Development Goal, we have 17 SDG. And every SDG, I think we should have the volunteerism in it. If we don't have the volunteerism in all of that, the all of SDGs will not going forward. Lastly, I will test my university model by the Prince Songkla Mahidol Aduladej. It's our soul is for the benefit of mankind. Thank you very much. Thank you. ขอบคุณครับ Terima kasih.
Thank you for your speech.
Contestants number 3 spent 7 minutes and 4 seconds.
Please wait the judges to get ready. อุตระอินโดนีเซีย You can test your microphone.
Test.
Okay, thank you. You can start.
Ever wonder of our journey towards the sustainable development goals is like a roller coaster ride where we go through ups and downs, especially recently because of the COVID-19. But here's the deal. We can't just sit back down and watch it. We need to grab the wheel and steer it for ourselves. Let's face it. Only solely relying on the government or big organizations like the United Nations, it won't cut it. We as the youth need to be the drivers for the change. So let's buckle up because we are going to dive into the topics of how we can change these challenges into opportunities for our better shared future. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests, dear jury, and my fellow advocates for changes. My name is Siti Nur Salsabila, and I'm here with great pride representing Universitas Sumatera Utara, Indonesia. And I'm deeply humbled to bring up the topic of Asian youth volunteerism for the SDGs. By us gathering here, I'm deeply humbled by this opportunity that I can delve into the topic that deeply resonates the future trajectory of our region and the world at large. But before we embark on our exploration, let us pause a bit to reflect on the significance of how the youth can point out for the Sustainable Development Goals. We need to understand by mere statistics, it is imperative for us to understand that there is this inherent potential, passion, and resilience that characterize the youth demographic. Here, more than half the population is being held by the youth. So, youth has the power for the change, for the better future. But it is not about the numerical representative. It is about understanding the unique perspectives, innovative ideas, and also the unwavering determination being held by the youth for our better future. Here, I want to let you guys to understand that by delving into this topic, we can understand the intricacies of the youth participation in the Sustainable Development Goals for our better shared future. In the landscape of advocacy, there is this conventional method of just spreading awareness. Yes, has its own merit, but again, it has its own challenges. These challenges relies on how if we just spread awareness without concrete action, it means nothing. So by this means that we need to follow up with the more dynamic action because there is this gap of information and then action. By more dynamic action that propels action, I'm sure that we can gain the youth for better change. But we also need to understand that there is an insight of youth that is underlined by these notable trends that the youth are usually reluctant to engage in such initiatives, whereas they don't want to engage it unless it is viral. Okay, because unless it's viral, so the conventional method won't do. We need to change this traditional method into a more dynamic approach. That this approach is not only informative, it is also should be engaging and compelling that can prompt actions for our youth. To motivate our youth, we can't just let them do the thing. We need to lead them by action. Let's take a good example. From Indonesia, we've got the Pandawara group. The Pandawara group is taking the environmental clean to the next level. They clean up a lot of places with garbages like little water bodies. And little did we know that it is already helping the volunteerism for the SDGs. Namely, number 6 for the clean water and sanitation, number 13, the climate action, number 14, life below water, and number 15, life on land. With this, not only did their action is inspirative, but also the motivation that they spark. With the motivation that they spark, they're giving us this, they resonate this understanding that regardless of who you are, you can be the leader for change. You could be the leader for change and yeah, you can be the leader for change for everyone. You could inspire others and such. But it's not only that. We need to understand that this initiatives has led the youth aspiration and youth energy. Yes. But we need to understand that the youth need networking. With good networking, youth can collaborate, the youth can share their ideas. With sharing perspectives, the youth can gain more inspiration of how we can do the change, the better change for the sustainable development goals. So to sum up, in the realization of the sustainable development goals, we need to understand that there should be a compelling action. This compelling action needs the youth to be the driver for the change. But again, despite all the challenges, there are ample of opportunities towards collaboration and innovation. Here, such as this ASEAN Intervarsity Youth Competition 2024, here we gather, we can share our ideas, we can do the networking together, and this is a fresh start for us all. With this fresh start, I hope that all of you can understand that we can create a sustainable, equitable, and prosperous future for all. Let's sculpt our future together and make a better change for the future. So your dedication means the world to us, and let us make the sustainable development goals into more concrete actions. Thank you.
Thank you for your speech.
The contestant number 4 spent 5 minutes and 35 seconds.
Please wait for the judges to complete their score. Next, Mr. Adam bin Muhammad Hafiz from University Technology Malaysia.
Hello, testing.
Thank you, we can hear you. You can start right now. Good luck.
I recall a line from David Lipton, a former managing director of the IMF. He said that ASEAN itself is a magnet for foreign direct investments, and with its growing economy, there is a large trajectory of ASEAN growing and could be far superseding other regions as well. And I always take pride in this sentence because I believe ASEAN has the capabilities of our economies to actually compete with other big blocs like the European Union, for example. In the words of Anwar Ibrahim, the Prime Minister of Malaysia, ASEAN has to take initiative to implement multilateral approaches and also enforce ASEAN-centric mechanisms to ensure that our bloc can grow well. Assalamualaikum, sawadikap, and a very good morning. My name is Adam Muhammad Hafiz from the University of Technology of Mara from Malaysia. And I want to share you guys the importance of ASEAN Youth Volunteerism for SDGs. Now, when it comes to talking about the Sustainable Development Goals that the UN has made, and of course, UN has agreed that we all have to achieve this by the year 2030, I think there are three main importances that we can get from all these 17 goals of the Sustainable Development Goals, right? The first one is in terms of tackling welfare. And I think this is really important because countries worldwide, and especially for regions like ASEAN, where most of our countries are developing, we need to make sure that we can deal with problems such as hunger, such as poverty, such as allowing for healthcare and allowing for education for all individuals in general. But secondly, it's also in terms of making sure that development can arrive in our countries. It's making sure that we can foster partnership, have sustainable cities that can allow people to have opportunities to work and have good opportunities to have education, as well as upscaling the infrastructure that we have right now to make sure that individuals alike can enjoy this opportunity. And last but not least, the importance of the SDG goals that we have right now is to ensure equality, is to ensure that individuals have access to opportunities, welfare, as well as quality life, to make sure that all of us can sustain a life that is good for everyone as a whole. But when we talk about whether or not ASEAN has the capabilities to reach these goals, I think yes, we do have it. There's a paper written down by Hannah Denson from the Lowy Institute that talks about how the ASEAN's economy right now is growing from 4 to 5% yearly. Sure, this number doesn't seem significant, but if we compare to China, for example, which their economy is growing from 3 to 5%, at times, ASEAN supersede the growing valuation of China. So what it means here is that ASEAN as a whole focuses on manufacturing and agriculture. And this is good because the state of our economy right now is great. Number one, we have burgeoning middle-class individuals, which means that more people in ASEAN have more spending power and have more economic empowerment. But number two, we have growing populations, meaning that in the future, when ASEAN focuses towards a more manufacturing-centric economy, then we are able to comply with the demands of the global need. But thirdly, we have rapid urbanization. More individuals have more wealth more than ever. That means we have more individuals participating in the economy and benefiting from it. But fourth, we have developing digital technology and economy, which means that nowadays, we don't have to focus on traditional ways of making money, but more ASEAN members can make money in the future, and it is good for everyone. I think here, what we need to understand, panel, is how do we get to the goals as the region that we are in right now? I think this is where the shining of ASEAN Youth Volunteerism comes into play. With the youth volunteerism that we have right now, we can do programs such as raising awareness to teach individuals about the importance of SDGs. We can also do educational building to allow for more volunteers to engage with communities, to give them more access to opportunities, give them more access to infrastructures that allows them to share knowledge as a whole. We also have community engagements, which align themselves with the SDG goal number 4, 3, and 6, when we talk about allowing them to have access to health infrastructure. Also, stuff like research development for innovation, when we foster ASEAN countries to actually have more innovations to compete with other countries, as well as environmental protection, especially now when we're dealing with problems like climate change. ASEAN has to hold itself together in order for us to have much more protection than the climate aftermath that might happen overall. I think the impacts of how we are able to deal with sustainable development goals as ASEAN is really important because number one, in terms of the development of ASEAN as a whole, we get to have economic growth when we do allow individuals to understand the ability to basically solve poverty, which is what the SDG wants to do. But secondly, in terms of development, we empower individuals to take part in global cooperatives in order for them to actually, have this access to all the benefits of what the global cooperation can bring. Also, in terms of wealth, in welfare, and just health in general, is something that is important, especially when we have a growing economy with a lot of individuals that are starting to get access to a lot of wealth. It is also important because when we have more wealth, we have more healthy individuals that can live a longer life. And last but not least is to ensure social equality and equity in general. This is important because we do not want ASEAN youth and particularly ASEAN individuals to be left behind in the world that we live in right now, especially when the gap between the rich and the poor is ever dividing. We need to make sure that ASEAN youths are able to compete with individuals and wouldn't be left behind at the end of the day. The conclusion to my speech is simple, panel. When we talk about sustainable development goals, it is actually important and in line with the ASEAN community vision because we want to make sure that ASEAN as a whole grow. We want to make sure that ASEAN as a whole can enjoy the economical benefits from the global cooperatives that we have alongside UN. Overall, I believe in ASEAN and I think ASEAN can benefit more, especially when we talk about ASEAN youth volunteerism. Thank you.
Thank you for your speech.
The contestant number 5 spent 6 minutes and 9 seconds.
Please wait for the judges to complete their score.
So the next speaker is Miss Su Luwen Thaw from Mae Fa Luang University, Thailand. You can check your microphone.
Test 1 2 1 2.
You can start now.
Honorable judges, members, delegates, and all our ASEAN friends. Ladies and gentlemen, the Greeks told the story of Pandora, who received a gift from the gods, a box. She was given one condition: never open the box. However, because she became curious, she decided to open it. And out came all of the wrongs, ills, and diseases of the wall. The wall was never the same since then. Good morning. My name is Sululun Thaw. I am a 19 years old Burmese student. But today, I am representing Mae Fa Luang University from North Thailand for this ASEAN's Youth Volunteerism for SDG speech competition. I am a Burmese girl representing a Thai university. an example of ASEAN solidarity in action. The United Nations has put forward 17 Sustainable Development Goals, which must be met by 2030. These goals ranges from poverty eradication to better healthcare. But 2030 is 6 years from now. Unfortunately, in our region, transboundary issues like haze pollution, human trafficking, and armed conflict still persist. Collective action across ASEAN is essential as these challenges cannot be one country's problem, but rather a shared one across the region. However, ASEAN's fundamental principle of non-interference can hinder effective cooperation, creating obstacles in addressing these issues effectively. Neither countries individually nor governments alone can make decisions to solve them, as it affects multiple nations. Let me give you a more familiar example. Living in North Thailand, we suffer from PM 2.5 pollution annually. Despite the efforts to lessen the air pollution, Thailand alone cannot stop the burning in 3 nations. While ASEAN may aim for the region's development, it's impossible if these issues aren't addressed effectively. As the consequences grow more severe, the upcoming generation will receive the greatest impact. Though the current leaders may not even be part of the future, we youth surely are. As the future of ASEAN, it is also our responsibility to be involved in tackling issues impacting our future. So, what are the issues as the countries are not able to tackle these transboundary issues effectively? Why can we stay united if we decide to remain divided all the time in ASEAN? In response, the ASEAN Social Cultural Community, or the ASCC, plays a vital role in fostering youth volunteerism and engagement, along with SDG 17 partnership, which encourages cooperation among stakeholders. These are particularly relevant in tackling the pressing issues that exist in our region and around the world. Despite that, for ASEAN, the elephant in the room must be addressed without beating around the bush: the lack of partnership and the involvement of civil society in the organization. So, what can the youth do in the face of all these challenges? Here's one. Recently, I joined a volunteer camp called ASA, a club established after the Thai political turmoils in the 60s to aid underdeveloped areas. Spending 5 days at a school, painting walls, visiting villages, cooking, and teaching kids was a fulfilling experience for me. This camp brought youth leaders together to work collaboratively. But youth also include those in remote areas, the differently abled, and those sacrificing childhood to support families. Inclusivity was and is crucial. We should not leave anyone behind. In like manners, ASEAN must create meaningful youth participation, as our representation and mobility can enhance civil society involvement. If youth from different walks of life can come together, what is stopping nations from doing the same? Imagine if youth across ASEAN initiated projects like ASA in their own communities, or if governments collaborated to resolve common problems together. It's time for ASEAN to build bridges, not walls. Now, back to Pandora. When Pandora opened that box, all kinds of evils were unleashed on the world. There may be some semblance of truth to this myth, as we're now wrestling these issues. However, when all the evils finally escaped, something remained in the box. And that is hope. Is there still hope for us in the ASEAN region? Without a doubt. This hope lies deep within our heart, and it is our responsibility as the youth to live up to it. The ASCC Blueprint 2025 emphasizes on the empowerment of youth, recognizing us as the crucial agents of change. It advocates for the empowerment of youth along with the involvement of youth in tackling the social, cultural, and environmental issues. The ASCC calls on us to engage, to volunteer, and to lead. Through volunteerism, we youth can gain valuable experiences, develop leadership skills, and contribute meaningfully to our communities. But the question for ASEAN is, are we up to the task? Before I end my speech, I want to deliver my message using the beautiful and diverse ASEAN languages. ใช่เราทำได้ Kita bisa. Jenoru long nai ne? Kaya natin? Yes, we can. The dreams and the hopes that are in the hearts of the ASEAN youth are the same ones that remain in Pandora's box. It is not a myth, but a reality. Let us be the bridge between the troubled past and a brighter future. The voice that refuses to be silenced. Thank you, and may the future of ASEAN be sustainable, united, peaceful, and most importantly, hopeful.
Thank you for your speech.
The contestant number 6 spent 6 minutes and 25 seconds.
Please wait for the judges to complete their score. Next, Ms. Kansa Putri Herdiana from Universitas Gadjah Mada, Indonesia. Yes? Okay. Okay, you can start right now. Good luck.
Ladies and gentlemen, life is like a battlefield where strategy is key and every move is crucial. Back then, people used a strategy called divide et impera, or divide and conquer. But now, in the digital era, where keyboards replace swords and screens replace battlefields, divide et impera takes on a new form. It was once about dividing the enemy, but now it's about breaking down massive responsibilities into manageable bits. A strategy not for war, but for winning at workflow and productivity. Today, we dive into how this age-old strategy has morphed from the art of war to the art of managing one's duties. And to understand how this strategy has shifted over the past couple of years, we must first answer the question, what kind of war are we fighting? But before that, let me introduce myself. My name is Kansa Putri Herdiana. I'm a student from Universitas Gadjah Mada from Indonesia. I was born in 2006, which makes me a part of Gen Z, the generation that's known to be tech savvy. We're seen as reliant on social media, our eyes constantly glued to our screens, but it's not all that bad because I'm also part of the youth who tries to stay conscious of the world around me. And I got to learn about the SDGs since I was in high school. I learned about the inequalities our world faces, the current state of our planet, and the consequences our actions now have in the long run. In my study on the SDGs, I realized that there are two that I feel are very relevant to my generation today. And those two are SDG 8, decent work and economic growth,
and SDG 9, industry, innovation, and infrastructure. With digitalization, these areas are scarier and more challenging than you might think. You see, Indonesian Minister of Foreign Affairs, Retno Marsudi, once stated that the youth and digital economy are important drivers to ensure that our region becomes the epicentrum of growth. This was stated during the ASEAN Youth Dialogue on Development for the SDGs in April of 2023. Some of you may know Minister Retno Marsudi for speaking at the International Court of Justice early this year. You may also know her for being an empowering figure. And her quote has actually encouraged me to take a slice out of our economic challenges and indulge in the topic of digitalization, its potential and obstacles for our economy. Now, I have a question for you all. Have you ever heard of the digital economy? Yes? No? Well, I'm sure you have at least once, because this concept is present in our everyday lives without us consciously realizing it. The digital economy is the various economic activities that leverage digital technologies. The idea is very promising. ASEAN's digital economy itself is projected to value $2 trillion by 2030. And one of the most promising areas is e-commerce. E-commerce platforms have made it easier to take initiative and start businesses for the youth, which leads to job creation and innovation for our region. It can even benefit other aspects like the environment, because it is now easier than ever for us youth who want to stay fashionable to purchase secondhand clothes online. Instead of getting new fast fashion pieces at brand name stores, it comes at just a fraction of the price, and you contribute less environmental waste. However, we cannot have a successful digital economy when there are still people in ASEAN who aren't equipped with sufficient digital literacy skills. I know that there are ASEAN youth that are so good with technology. They know how to make flashy PowerPoints, communicate with each other online, do assignments digitally. But digital literacy is also about being able to detect misinformation, which remains a problem in ASEAN. So, for example, ASEAN is home to convenient e-commerce platforms, let's say Shopee, Tokopedia, Lazada, and on these apps, you usually find items that are usually quite pricey. Let's say the latest trendy shoes or sneakers. And you see on Shopee, it's sold for half the price. And you buy it despite initially thinking it's too good to be true. And then finally, your doubts and fears come to life when you receive a knockoff version that looks nothing like the original. And this is just one example of why digital literacy is important for an honest digital economy. So these aspects are what I consider to be the modern day war that we're fighting. It's a war against digital illiteracy and its severe implications such as over-consumerism, misinformation, and online scams. From what we've seen and experienced, we are less likely to win against them. But there's always hope. You see, I believe that youth volunteerism can be the new form of divide et impera. Instead of dividing the enemy, turning them against each other, taking advantage of them, we divide the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats of the digital world. Then let's hand it over to the youth to engage with those areas and other actors in the battlefield so we can grow to better navigate this complex, intangible realm. To prepare for this war, let us not sharpen our swords, but sharpen our minds. Our physical strength can no longer guarantee us a victory because what ASEAN needs is the ability to collaborate and cooperate. We have ASEAN on our side to nurture our capabilities and train us through their digital skills programs. So, for example, the ASEAN Digital Innovation Program, the ASEAN Youth Social Journalism Contest, and the Activity on Youth and Ethics of AI. These are all great resources to win this battle. And as a youth myself, I know that other young people think that they're too small, their voices don't matter, and we're not capable enough to take action. But circling back to my quote at the beginning, we are important drivers to ensure that ASEAN is the epicentrum of growth. A minister believes this, ASEAN believes this, and now it's up to us to believe it.
Once we realize just how significant we are and immerse ourselves in the many opportunities available, we can then go on to combat existing problems, connect our communities, and create change. Thank you.
Thank you for your speech.
The contestant number 7 spent 6 minutes and 55 seconds.
Please wait for the judges to complete their score.
The next speaker is Miss Chantapichaya Siyapai from Prince of Songkla University, Thailand. You can check your microphone. Okay. Okay, you can start right now.
Volunteers don't necessarily have the time. They just have the heart. Quote Elizabeth Andrew, an US and American author dedicated to cancer-free charity webpage. Greetings, honorable judges, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Chantapishaya Siyapai from Prince of Songkla University, Hat Yai Campus, Thailand. Volunteer is indeed admirable. Actions without considering personal benefits. These days, we praise people who help others in need unconditionally, almost like a saint. This led me to believe that a simple act of volunteer is the key in achieving an ideal society. Now, let's have a talk through the current situation in ASEAN volunteerism, a little story about my first time volunteering, and what all that have to do with what we know as SDGs. Let's begin. The volunteerism rate in ASEAN countries has experienced a decline in recent years. From the research of the National University of Singapore revealed that, in particular, 2024 have revealed a continued drop in volunteerism engagement across the region. This trend reflects ongoing challenges in maintaining volunteer participation post-pandemic. Even though later, many areas have been recorded to be sterile, but safety is still not guaranteed enough to hold many volunteer projects. To make matters worse, the economic downturn has also been associated with the decreasing in volunteer opportunities. Thanks to COVID-19,
thanks to COVID-19, the increasing numbers of people in need keep rising at odds with the speed of financial recovery. This incident is what caught people's desire to help. It forced us to focus solely on our survival. In fear of being too invested in common good, we will ultimately be left with nothing but false satisfaction and admiration. Simply put, your heart may be full, but your stomach left empty. These days, teenagers and young adults invest more in finding a job or something more beneficial to their future than volunteering. Now, I have to confess that my first volunteering was solely for the beneficial of my education. I work along with other volunteers workers for over a month and did various miscellaneous tasks like handing out snacks, taking photos with the kids, and my least favorite, staying in a stinky, stuffy mascot costume under the boiling sun for hours. It was no fun. In fact, I was ready to book it as soon as I got a feel nice photo for my portfolio. But what stopped me from quitting midway was the smile, the gratitude, and appreciation others workers have toward me. Their thankful facial expressions is what I held treasure to my heart. What I consider as a bare minimum actions to me is admirable for them in seeing that teenagers like me took time in lending them a hand while I got all the time in the world to do whatever I want whenever I wish. Instead, I chose to spend it volunteering. And believe me when I say it now, that I don't regret it one bit. It is the first time in my entire life that I'm actually proud to be a human. I later learned that all process through my volunteering, all I have done has something to do with sustainable development goals. Let me put them in short, SDGs. Like SDG 4, quality education, where I give information to children and visitors who seeking new knowledge or principle from the booth I manage. Or even SDG 9, industry, innovation, infrastructure, by promoting and supporting local tourism industry. I mostly advise foreigners or travelers to support small local businesses instead of big capitalists, and many more. This all collecting out the dots is all the reason that volunteerism is indeed contribute to further improvement of the sustainable development goals in almost every aspect. This is enough to guarantee that the approach to a peaceful society begins with our small desire to help. And it didn't have to be anything big. It could be a small action. It could be a small action or a well-spread one. What matter is we wanting to help someone. Sure, our past obstacles are unfixable and our tomorrows are unclear. But what we know, that we are still here. We, the youth, the present of the country, we are still standing here. And we still have time. No matter how much or how little, we still have them. Enough. Enough to decide. Enough to start thinking. Enough to start taking actions. Don't think whatever you can do, even the littlest things, is uncountable. For when you have the desire to help, you earn the heart to volunteer. Before I left the stage, you can consider my speech with a grain of salt. But please allow this to sink into your mind. For changes to occur, initiative must be required. Well, if it's not us, then who? If it's not now, then when? I believe most of us have a clear picture of what society we dreamed of and how we want to live in it. Thank you.
Thank you for your speech. Please wait the judges.
The contestant number 8 spent 7 minutes and 33 seconds.
Please wait the judges to complete the score.
Next is Ms. Tita Kausam from Burapha University, Thailand. You can test your microphone first. Okay, thank you. You can start now. Good luck.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Tita Kausam from Burapha University, Thailand. It's an honor today to be here to talking about volunteerism and its role in achieving sustainable development goals. What does volunteerism mean to you? It's definitely mean different things to different people. In my opinion, volunteerism is an act of kindness where you do something good for your community without expecting anything in return, except the positive impact it's had on community. And volunteerism is not just about giving an extra energy, but it's also gaining a lot in return. Now let's talk about ASEAN Sustainable Development Goals. These are often defined in ASEAN Sustainable Development Goals Indicators Baseline Report. There are 17 goals, and all of them are important for eradicating poverty, protecting the planet, and ensuring prosperity for all. Achieving sustainable and inclusive growth while tracking regional challenges is essential for improving the quality of life for everyone in ASEAN's community. So everyone can contribute to this goal to make our community better. So what about me? I believe that education is the key for achieving all this goal. Because when people receive quality education, they can break the circle of poverty, and education is also plays a vital role for fostering tolerance and building more peaceful society. I had got some volunteering experience that I would like to share with all of you. I had the opportunity to participate in activities where I taught children in a small school. Although my time there was short, but I encountered some problems. The children did not understand how important of their role in development
and has a lack of awareness about their basic rights, and this thing really impacts their mindset toward growth. Furthermore, there are children who not even had the opportunity to access to formal education. The area where I live is a tourist destination with a variety of cultural and ethnic diversity because there are foreign workers from across ASEAN. They come to work, and I believe that each country in ASEAN has foreign population from other ASEAN countries as well, and about this certainly contributes to economic growth. However, on the other side, about children, there are issues concerning that some children cannot access education, and this could lead to problems because if children are not educated, they won't know what they should or shouldn't do or what's good or bad. In ASEAN, we are one community. Therefore, problems occurring anywhere will impact us all. The future development of our community could be hindered. As a result, as we are the ASEAN community, it is important to treat everyone equally, regardless of their country of origin. If anyone is left behind, it will impact the development and integration of our ASEAN as a whole. Youth are driving force behind the development of our ASEAN community. Therefore, I propose the establishment of the ASEAN Youth Network, where youth from each country can work together, share information, and this network aims to facilitate discussion and exchange among youth on education-related topics. Together, we can identify opportunities to volunteer and help educate children who lack access to education in each country. Moreover, we could propose to the government the establishment of the ASEAN Youth Network with the aim of ensuring quality education and equal access for all children in ASEAN. The potential benefits of the initiative includes fostering cooperation within our community and advancing education throughout ASEAN. I believe that instilling the sustainable development and volunteerism in children from an early age will benefit the future by helping them understand that everyone can contribute to making this world a better place. And as a result, education is essential and serves as a key that will enable the achievement of many other sustainable development goals. And all these goals can only be achieved when we, the people of ASEAN, work together. Working together, I truly believe that the outcome can be incredible. And I want everyone to remember that every little effort counts and every little help always matters. I truly appreciate all your attention to it. Thank you so much.
Thank you for your speech.
The contestant number 9 spent 5 minutes and 15 minutes. Seconds, sorry.
Please wait for the judges to complete their score.
The next speaker is Mr. Thanawat Chujan from Thaksin University, Thailand.
Test. Okay.
You can start right now.
As a citizen of ASEAN and the world, how can youths of ASEAN like me implement the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals or SDGs to make our lives and the lives of the people around us better? Good morning, honorable judges and distinguished guests. I'm Thanawat Chujan, a student representative from Thaksin University, Thailand. As a youth of ASEAN, I strive to play an important role to improve and drive my community, country, the association, and the world to be more equal and sustainable. Allow me to share my story of how a student like me implement the SDG goals. Back in 2022, when I was a freshman, was extremely excited to start following my passion about the English language and linguistics. My classmates and I had to study a required course called English Phonetics for Communication. It was basically a course about the speech sounds of the English language. As the course progressed, I noticed that there were some students who struggled to understand some of its basic concepts. On the other hand, I really enjoyed the course and was motivated to study further beyond the syllabus because it's my personal interest. For that reason, I decided to do something challenging in which I voluntarily decided to organize a short course to help them for free. The reason was not complicated at all, to break the barriers between those who perform well on the course and those who had a hard time with it. The result was extremely positive, and I was so proud of them that they could achieve their goals by building confidence to continue and complete the course. So what's the point of this story? Leave no one behind. Contributing what you have to help those who are in need is what we as the members of the society should do, especially the youth, because we should never keep the fruits to ourselves, but we should share them to others as well. Through this, we implement 2 of the SDGs, which would serve as the foundation for oneself to grow. By achieving SDG Goal 4, quality education, and Goal 10, reduce inequalities. I know that each of us has different educational backgrounds. Therefore, we should help one another to break these walls and build bridges by minimizing educational inequalities for better life quality and equal accessibility to quality education. It is not enough to have equal education in which individuals have equal access to quality education. Rather, it should be both equal and equitable education, because not only should human beings have equal access to quality education, but they should be nurtured with what they need to develop to their full academic and social potential, which, according to the United Nations, would pave the way for many other sustainable development goals to be attained. In conclusion, we, as the youths of ASEAN, are the driving force to make the association and the world to be a better place by contributing our expertise to help provide access to quality education, to reduce inequalities, and most importantly, to promote inclusivity in education, which could improve regional prosperity with quality individuals. Quality and inclusivity are necessary for a better society. Remember, together we stand. Together we fall. Together we win. And winners take all. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your speech.
The contestant number 10 spent 4 minutes and 30 seconds.
Please wait for the judges to complete their score. Ladies and gentlemen, we have three more left. We have three more speeches left. Next is Mr. Litwan Fadli Saputra from Universitas Airlangga, Indonesia. You can start now. Good luck.
Cek tes 1 2. Good morning, the honorable judges and ladies and gentlemen. I will start our speech today with one word, a dream. I know everyone in this room have a dream. We have a dream to become a doctor. We have a dream to become a policy, president, astronaut. Sometimes we have a dream to travel around the world to France, Italy, Thailand, and many more. Sometimes our dream become impossible to get it. But listen to me. It's become possible to reach your dream in one word. It's education. Nelson Mandela said, education is the one way, the best weapon to change the world. And I'm Ridwan Fadli Saputra from Universitas Airlangga, Indonesia. Come here to deliver speech about the importance of education. As we know together, education has become the fundamental of our humanity. From the child, now, and from the adult people, knowledge, education is important from us. But we have a challenge from education. According to the data by the UNESCO, almost 18 million people, children around the Southeast Asia is out of school. This is the most important thing to realize about that. And the lack of education is the most important thing we need to focus. In the ASEAN, we face the same challenge about lack of education. And what we gonna do about this? The first one, lack of education, because the access of education is the lower access. I wanna ask about all of you in this room. Did you have a book right now? Did you have a phone? I know you already have a phone in your desk, in your room, and maybe in your bag. But this is the point. The rural area don't have it. Rural area don't have the access to education. They don't have a book. They don't have a phone to access the education from the knowledge. This is the main of the problem that we need to solve. And the second one is the quality of education. As we know together, in this room, we have a facility from education. We have a monitor, we have a microphone, and we have a lot of facility to get the education and knowledge. But they don't have the facility and many more to get the education and knowledge. This is more important from us to realize if the rural area is really need to get the access for education. So as a youngest generation, what we gonna do about solve this problem? I still remember about our speaker in this morning. They said volunteerism is the big step, but before we can make a big step or the big impact, we can start with a small step from our heart, from ourselves. We can start from ourselves to make a change to get a better education. So if we have a motivation, same spirit, what we gonna do as a youth generation? I know we have a same spirit in here. We can share our knowledge to create a community program. With this community program, we can share our knowledge, our capability, our skill to get engage the rural area to guide them to get the better education. With this program, we can share our capability, our skill to them, to guide them, to give the access, the education for them, and we can share our knowledge to them. So the rural area become more interest to knowledge. I want to share about my experience in Universitas Airlangga. I'm the ambassador of Universitas Airlangga, and I have a program. It's called GLACIAL, Global Citizenship Conference of Airlangga. In our university, we have a program to create a program and create a platform to the humanity and to the people to guide and make a better solution for this problem. They create together and same place. They share knowledge, they share capability, they share our skills in which to each other. And with this one, we can create our solution to solve the lack of education. And about this collaboration, I know the one thing we need to do is collaboration. If we want to solve this problem, if we want to solve the lack of education, we need to collaboration with each other. I know it's the simple individuals cannot be solved this problem. The lack of education is really far and really it's have a lot of lack of education in ASEAN. So if we have a collaboration, we can solve this problem. And last from me, I remember about one quote: with great power comes great responsibility. I know if as ASEAN youth, we have a power, we have a capability to drive innovation, to share the knowledge, and to create a better solution of lack education. And I'm Ridwan Fadlisha Putra. Let's close this. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your speech.
The contestant number 11 spent 6 minutes and 20 seconds.
Please wait the judges to complete the scores. And the next speaker is Mr. Siyad Mr. Fidas Faida Rahim, University of Darussalam, Gontor, Indonesia.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Introducing myself, my name is Ziyad Fida Rahim, and I am a representative from the University of Darussalam Gontor, Indonesia. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow advocates for a sustainable future, we have the quantitative capabilities on realizing the SDGs. My statement is according to the United Nations Population Funds of the state world population. They said 1.8 billion people are leading from year 10 till 24 years are making the largest youth generation in history, with over 90% of them are living in developing countries. This demographic shift leads to us with challenges, opportunities, and even failure. Because if we have the quantitative capabilities, the question is, do we have the qualitative capabilities on realizing the SDGs? As we strive the ambitious targets set forth for the 2030 agenda, it is imperative that we recognize the vital role that young people can and must play in driving this progress. In this occasion, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to discuss one of the biggest health issues in the world, especially in Southeast Asia, which is reducing the poor victims of diabetes in Southeast Asia. Diabetes is a growing epidemic in Southeast Asia with millions of people affected by this chronic condition. According to the International Diabetes Federation, 1 out of 11 adults, or specifically over 90 million people in Southeast Asia, are living with diabetes. The numbers of people with diabetes expected to reach till 114 million by 2030 and over 145 by 2045. In 2021, over 747,000 people died only by diabetes. And one of the biggest losses that we have ever suffered in Southeast Asia is that we have spent mostly till 10 billion US dollars by only handling diabetes itself. Based on these bad and awful data, we can say that our region is experiencing a rapid increase in diabetes due to urbanization, changes in lifestyle, and also awful dietary habits. Can you just imagine, ladies and gentlemen, if those 10 billion US dollars previously was allocated to do something more useful than only handling diabetes? We can make healthy educations, we can make careless awareness about the SDGs and the good health, and also we can make social assistance in the form of donation for those who's in need. Those innovations, ladies and gentlemen, can be realized by only ambushing diabetes in Southeast Asia. And moving on to discussion about the attendance of youth volunteerism. The attendance of youth in handling diabetes can play a pivotal role on handling diabetes in Southeast Asia by leveraging their energy, creativity, and also community-based spirit they can address on handling diabetes. And by empowering young people to take the ownership of the SDGs, they can make a private school and an agent of change. But this is not only about creating opportunities for young people to participate. It is about making spaces for young people where they can lead, innovate, and drive progress. If our only goal is only to make young people to participate, they will only just follow along without knowing they have an important role in diabetes and also in the SDGs. That is the importance of creating mindsets and also building character for young people. That's why if young people have the realization and they realize that they have an important role on the SDGs, we can track their creativity and innovation that they are capable on creating the SDGs. One of the biggest innovations that I've designed and my friends have designed is that we can make educational initiatives in the fourth of the Sustainable Development Goals to raise awareness on diabetes in prevention and also management. By providing workshops and educational awareness, and also creating social media based campaigns, young people, with the help of teachers and educated people, can educate their peers, their young people, and their broader community about the importance of a healthy diet, regular exercise, and most of all, that is the importance of the diabetes and young youth volunteerism can space in the Sustainable Development Goals. In conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, young volunteers and youth volunteerism can play a powerful force on handling diabetes in Southeast Asia. With leveraging their energy, creativity, and commitment on the Sustainable Development Goals, we can make a specific stride and significant strides on handling diabetes, prevention, and also their management. Let us support young people and providing what they need on handling diabetes in the Sustainable Development Goals. And lastly, ladies and gentlemen, one of the saying that my principal in the university always say to me and all of their students, they always said to the students in Arabic language, "In uridu illal islah." What the meaning in English, all what I want is improvement. Because we actually do not need to change, ladies and gentlemen. Because the word change, according to the word, it's only can switch to bad or even good. But however, the word improvement and reformation can always lead to perfection. With commitment, and also the energy of young people, the Sustainable Development Goals by 2030 will be a dream come true. Thank you.
Thank you for your speech.
The contestant number 12 spent 6 minutes and 52 seconds.
Please wait for the judges to complete their score. Ladies and gentlemen, we now proceed to the end of the contest. So please welcome Ms. Shonles Karen Hamsilaji from Hat Yai University, Thailand. Test. Okay, you can start now. Good luck.
In 2013, Indonesian sisters Melati and Isabel Wysen discovered that less than 5% of the plastic bags in Bali were being recycled. Because of this, they launched their Bye Bye Plastic Bag campaign at the young ages of 10 and 12. Imagine, 10 and 12. Their grassroots initiative has not only raised awareness about plastic pollution, but has also inspired countless young people across ASEAN to take action for a cleaner and greener planet. Their story exemplifies the incredible impact young volunteers can have on advancing SDG 13, climate action. And in the words of Franklin D. Roosevelt, we cannot always build the future for our youth, but we can build our youth for the future. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed judges and fellow participants, my name is Shanra Damsiragi, a Filipino student from Hadya University, Thailand. Today, may we all come to realize the significance of empowering the young generation to be in the forefront of creating a sustainable and equitable future where everyone can comfortably live in. The ASEAN boasts a rich diversity of young individuals who stand atop a transformative journey towards achieving the SDGs. And at the heart of this journey lies the spirit of volunteerism. When we look around us, we see a world filled with challenges. Poverty, inequality, climate change, and so much more threaten the well-being of our planet and its inhabitants. In the ASEAN region, these challenges are particularly pronounced, with millions of people still living in poverty, vulnerable to the impacts of environmental degradation, and lacking access to basic services such as healthcare and education. The youth of ASEAN represent a significant 34% or 213 million people who possess potential, creativity, and energy from its demographic differences that in unity becomes one great power. These young lives aren't just the leaders of tomorrow, but are already the change makers of today. For instance, in Cambodia, youth-led initiatives such as the Green Youth Collective aim to raise awareness about environmental issues and promote sustainable lifestyles. And in Malaysia, youth-led initiatives such as the Refuge for Refugees aim to support basic needs for refugees and marginalized communities. Having said that, we can truly see the immense potential these young volunteers can hold. However, the journey is not without challenges. Factors such as financial constraints, lacking access to resources, and insufficient fund policy support can hinder the efforts of our young volunteers. When we invest in our youth, we invest in the future. Am I right? By providing them with opportunities to engage in volunteer work and develop essential skills, we equip them, we empower them to be leaders and change makers in their own right. We equip them with the tools necessary to navigate the complexities of this modern world and change the world for a better tomorrow. ASEAN and its member states play a crucial role in fostering an environment where young volunteers can thrive. By implementing supportive policies, promoting regional cooperation, and investing in capacity building programs, ASEAN can empower its youth to take the lead in achieving the SDGs. Let us harness the power of our young generation as agents of change and build a world that is more just, sustainable, and prosperous for all. The words of Franklin D. Roosevelt remind us that while we may not always build the future for our youth, we can certainly build our youth for the future. Thank you and God bless.
Thank you for your speech.
The contestant number 13 spent 4 minutes and 38 seconds.
And that's the last speech for today. Let's congratulate all of the contestants. We wish all of you the best of luck. Ladies and gentlemen, it's now time for the judges to complete the score and the scorekeeper to tabulate the results and confer the decision.
Please be informed that the name of our 6 finalists will be announced this afternoon before the ASEAN quiz competition. After lunch and prayers, faculty advisor of the ASEAN quiz teams and other non-competing participants are welcome to watch the competition live in Meeting Room 1, the President's Office building. Lunch will be served in front of the meeting room, and the afternoon section will start at 1:30 p.m. Please be reminded that the final round of the speech contest will be on 8 June 2024 in this room.
We look forward to seeing you again. Thank you for your attention and participation.
Have a nice day.